All right. I know I'm a little early today. No biggie. About 5 minutes early, which, when we're considering me, is a good thing. It's a good thing when I'm early because the other option is just to be late. So I'm just gonna chill here for an extra 5 minutes, say hi to anyone who pops in a bit early with me, and otherwise I am here. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm early. We're good to go. Hello, hello. How are you doing, Angel? I say I am here. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I know I am about 5 minutes early, but better early than me being 5 minutes late because normally I am late. So a few minutes early isn't going to hurt anything. It might hurt my cockatoo. She has been quite the moody little thing lately. And by lately, I mean the past couple of days. We switched some things around. Doing good. Baby bunnies are 10 days old. What's up, baby? The younger two? All right, cool. You want to come say hi? You sure? But the people love you. Daniel. Hello, hello. I'm picking on my husband. He doesn't like Let Go Live. He goes and hides. But it's okay, because when he goes and hides, he gets to play with his friends on Fortnite. So, hello, hello. How are you doing tonight? I'm early. It's great. My silver fox babies, I have one blue, six blacks, 2 weeks old now. That's so exciting! Congratulations on your blue. I'm hoping to get some blues here fairly soon. I bred four does today. I bred Mercury, Velma, Penguin, and Nina. So in those pairings, I'll probably get all blacks. Not gonna lie. If I'm lucky, I might get a blue out of one of those pairings. Nina's my chocolate carrier, but thanks for the info on shows. I finished my first one last weekend. No problem. How did you do? I'd love to hear about how you did at your show. Shows are so exciting. I love when people go to shows and share how they did. Um, just because shows are fun. I still need to go to a show. I was supposed to go to one last weekend and I had a scheduling conflict, so I haven't gone to one yet. There's one coming up in February in Castle Rock. If I do go to Castle Rock, I'll be bringing Cyrax and Velma. Not sure about any silver foxes though. Right now I have a couple of mini racks I'm looking at. Depending, they'll be about 2 to 3 weeks along. I have a litter of lionheads. I'm going to crack down on them because their litter should be my first litter of showable lionheads. That's exciting. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody about lionheads. Um, when I was growing up, lionheads, they were just getting their COD. So for the longest time, I kind of side-eyed lionheads, and now they are fluffy, they are cute, they are in standard, which bravo on the people who got that COD out, because CODs are challenging, let alone when you have pet people who don't understand how CODs work and how they were kind of screwing up the COD. So they're so fluffy, love it. Unfortunately, my black buck got DQ'd for split weemen, so there's no longer with us. It was very faint, but he's out. Otherwise, my broken buck otter got fourth out of 11. Fourth out of 11 is not bad, and to be honest, the split thing, it happens all the time on the judging table. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. At least you found out now. If you go on to Tealstone Homestead, they had a buck they thought was a doe who had placed and had gotten legs, and they found out it was actually a buck with a split penis. So you found out now compared to that. So, because one, yeah, it sucks either way, but the other one, they had like this doe they were trying to grand champion, and after like 3 or 4 shows, they figured out it was a buck with a split penis. So yeah, it happens, unfortunately. Um, I've had it happen. I haven't been to show with one yet. Lionheads are still new. There's only about 5 showable colors. Yes, lionheads are still very new. Like I said, the COD passed when I was in 4-H FFA age frame. So the fact that they're doing so well is beautiful. I love it. But it was a challenge there for a while. My does did good too. Main girl got fourth out of 15th. That is amazing, to be honest, especially with Mini Rex. Mini Rex is so competitive. My two baby girls got sixth and ninth in that class, so they're good up and comers. Yes, perfect. And the thing is with juniors against seniors, my rule is when I put juniors on the table, if we beat even one senior, I feel good. That's just how I play the game. I'm like, oh, my juniors beat a senior. Oh, look at them go! Like, I'm just like, oh, they've done something. Now when Cyrax got best opposite as a junior against multiple senior does, I was like, okay, girl. Yes, I'm glad we found out while he was still a junior. The breeder is replacing him out of her. That is amazing that you found an amazing breeder who will do that. We love ethical breeders that stand beside their animals and will provide you a replacement. That is amazing. I love to hear that. I love hearing about great breeders within the rabbit community. That is because we all make mistakes, right? But the question is what do you do about those mistakes to fix them? That is good job on that breeder. I love that breeder. Because I've seen a lot of breeders where they're like, oh, it's not my problem now. And it's like, you just sold this thing. Like, even if you didn't mean to, like, you still, that mistake was there. So the fact she's fixing it, A-okay. We stand a good breeder. But yeah. Now I gotta go check to see when that show is. I'm gonna hop on the ARBA. ARBA. Now the question is, did I log myself out of the ARBA? Because I'm really bad about doing that. No, I'm still logged in. Last summer, my rabbits got first in all of their varieties, but we were beat out in best every. The fact you got best of all those varieties, though, that's still amazing. Yes, we had some top mini Rex breeders in the area. My one doe beat some of theirs. I couldn't believe it. I was happy just to not be last place. That is always my goal. As long as I beat someone, I am so happy. But I also put 2 DQs up the last time. So I was like, oops. The one I definitely knew was going to be a DQ. Mercury has a little white dot on her nose. We know it's a DQ. I wanted a judge's opinion. Cookie, on the other hand, that's a whole nother story. So whenever I beat someone out and I'm not last, I'm just like, yay, I did something. But no, you can only go up. You improve as time goes along. And the thing is, the shows are just fun. Our one judge was kind of mean, but the other two judges were great and thorough. Oh, I'm so sorry you had a mean judge. Most judges are normally like chill as hell. They're so awesome. I say back in like we've had some judges that they were a little stressed out and they kind of came off abrasive, but they didn't mean that because also I spend a lot of time behind the table as a judge's assistant. So a lot of times they don't mean to be mean, they're just frazzled because they're trying to get through the day. Definitely not a good look, but I completely understand it. Most of them aren't forthright mean. They're just how they are. This one was a bad attitude to expect towards the top breeders, but that happens in any mammal. Yeah, unfortunately it does, but it still sucks. My last breeder, the last show we were at the Cars show. That was our last show. And the judges were all just poking fun. They were super nice, super amazing. Not a single judge that day had any attitude issue that I saw. And I show Mini Rex, so it's definitely a large breed with a lot of people in it. So um, normally, if you have snotty judges, it's in Mini Rex. So thankfully, the past few shows, we have had some awesome, awesome judges. And this last show we were at, they were so thorough. I love a thorough judge. I love a judge. Now, granted, it means a longer day, but I love a judge that is willing to sit there and be like, okay, here's all the things I see wrong. And they go over everything extremely thoroughly. I love that. All right, let's see about the ARBA, communications, member resources. I'm thinking it's here. Shows, find a show. All right, let's see here. Find a show near me. I know I have some friends. I gotta get down to Grand Junction at some point this year. My problem with Grand Junction, it's 5 to 6 hours away, which sucks, but I love going to Grand Junction because I get to see a couple of my friends. I get to see one of my the people I got my breeders off of, and they're always so fun to see. The last judge was the only one who caught the split wee wee, and she pulled him and was like, "Did you know?" I'm like, "No, this is my first show." She was nice and explained and showed everyone. That's amazing. And the thing is like stuff with like that, right? Oh, Kara's the show secretary. I love Kara. Um, Kara is amazing. But no, the judges who are willing to do that, and then also if you ever have a youth show with a catch the DQ and you get a chance to put your DQs in that show, it's so amazing. Teach the younger generations. Mercury went into the catch the DQ last time. It works. It's and like I said, the judges who will sit there and show you and talk to you about it, glorious. I'm also the weird adult that whenever I see like the kids shows go up where the judges are, a lot of times they'll start talking about the disqualifications. They'll get real nitty gritty. They'll show different breeds and what to look for. I'm like in the background, like, yes, I need to hear all this because again, amazing background. So if you ever get the chance to do that, perfect. All right, so the Longmont show is on 211. That is the show I'm looking at going at in Longmont. All right, so 211. I gotta talk to Danny to make sure that's okay, to make sure we don't have any conflicting things. But 211, it's the 24th, is in 2 weeks. I can take Cyrax, I can take Velma. It should be good. Yeah, she was great. My girl almost got third, but she was mainly white, broken. It was her only fault. She had a butterfly in the nose, but wasn't as nice as the. That is the one difficult thing about broken pattern animals. Um, I have blanket patterns, right? The problem with blanket patterns is they can look a little booted. Look at strawberries. Strawberries a little overcolored. And a lot of times I will lose against somebody with a spot pattern, a nicely balanced spot pattern. A lot of times I'll lose against them. And a lot of times it's on judge's preference and about balance of the coat. So that's difficult. But it's no different than when you like get into shows with like pattern animals, like for instance, Dutch, Checker Giants, who else am I missing? Hot Hots, Hoot Hoot Hot Hot. I always mess those names up. The Pavillons, am I missing any? I'm missing a ton, I know. But the pattern breeds, they are so difficult. Top three belong to top breeders, so I was very happy to be behind them with an animal I just picked out on my own. That's amazing, especially for a first show. If you're placing up with them, you can only go up from there. You just got to be very careful on your type. You got to be very careful on your patterning if you're doing brokens, and just quality in general. Cull hard, whether that be soft or hard, and just improve from there. The better your improvements, the better you're moving forward. Like I said, you can only go up. Now, my question is this the show that we were talking about with Kara that got moved places? Because we had one show, it was supposed to be in Castle Rock and it got moved. I mean, either way, I'm hoping to be there. Especially, I know a bunch of Silver Fox people are going to be there, and I have a bunch of does that. Let me see here. They'll be 10 weeks. Ooh, that's a little young. I might just take them anyway. You go to nationals. Which nationals? If we're talking about my big goal this year is I'm trying to make it to convention. Silver Fox and Mini Rex nationals, probably not. I hit one big show a year. So most of the shows they have to be close shows. So my Castle Rock shows, my Longmont shows, my Henderson shows, I get to one Grand Junction show a year. Those are my close shows. Um, I have a doe I just got this weekend who's a black otter that I want to take to Mini Rex Nationals along with my white does. I won't be at Mini Rex Nationals this year unless Mr. Man, who's peeking it, come back here. Babe, can I go to Mini Rex Nationals this year? Does that mean I can go to two big shows in Kentucky this year? I'm being ignored. He's putting my dogs in the office. Hey, Thor. Thor, here. Good baby. No, I just want my boys. No offense. Um, isn't it even better? You're right. It is. I forgot it was in Columbus, which actually works better for me because my parents live an hour away out of Columbus. The question is if I show up, and I've talked about this before, if I show up with like multiple mini Rex in my parents' home, is my dad going to have a heart attack? Um, I have done this before where I've brought random animals into my father's house and we hide them without telling him, but he always knows. He always knows I have random animals in the house. Come here, Thor. Oh, my boy. My baby. The Swedish Wolfhound. The Swedish Wolfhound is a lap dog. He's not really the size of a lap dog, but he's a lap dog. I guess he is kind of the size of a lap dog. He's about corgi size. So how's your neck doing? My baby, my baby, oh my baby, oh. This is the kind of nonsense that's in my house. I have a Klingeval hound. I have a Klingeval hound. Yes, I do. I have the clingiest bloodhound. But yeah, you might be right though. I'm pretty sure you're right actually. That I can actually look it up. I could probably look it up right now. But yeah. Now I say that, and my husband is probably going to be like, "No, no, you're not going to two big shows." Um, did your dogs decide? So the only one that demands lapdog status 100% of the time is this one, but he's also the size of a corgi. Because they are a distant cousin to the corgi, so it makes sense. My other three, no, they're too big to be lap dogs, but Thor has demanded the spot, and he's growling. He's growling with happiness. So I found a get out of my face. Get out of my face. So I found a nice black buck out of some nice pedigreed animals, but she called them. I got him from a cull pen. So when it comes down to it, right? My calls for my program might be an improvement to your program. Or my animals that I consider to be breeder quality might be culls to your program. The question is, what are you looking for in your program? What are the animals going to be for use of your program? Because the thing is just because something is a good quality to you doesn't make it a good quality to someone else. So, for instance, Strawberry. Strawberry, Thor. Strawberry is an improvement to my program. He does some great things. He does some great things, but he's huge. He's a chunky butt. He may not be an improvement to somebody else's program. So, it's a question of, are they beneficial to your program? So look at the SOP, look at what you currently have. How does it improve what you have? Because that's at the end of the day, when you're a rabbit breeder, that's the biggest thing as an improvement. Thor, Thor boy, you're a very clingy boy. You're a very naughty boy. Me Swedish Wolfhound. I'm hoping this guy can help improve my does until I can get a replacement for the one that got DQ'd. I just don't have a pedigree on him. But remember, when it comes to pedigrees, you yourself can pedigree your babies within like 3 generations. So it doesn't help you for now if you would want to get those babies registered, but in a few generations, you definitely could. It sucks, but I completely understand. For instance, I have multiple animals that I have gotten outside of my program that don't have full pedigrees. They're missing weights, or they're missing names, or they're missing colors. No, like for me, I have a secret super duper project I'm working on. I probably won't be able to pedigree the animals I'm working on for another 10 to 15 years. I'm not telling you about the super secret project I'm working about until I get at least 3 generations on it. But just know it's in the works and I'm very excited for it. I'm not going to register those animals. I can't even put I can't even put those animals out to show yet because of what I'm doing. I'm so excited though. Ooh, I'm so excited. I have some friends who know what I'm doing. I can tell she worked with him because he poses upright, super mellow, just chill. I love that in a good show rabbit. The rabbits that pose themselves up and they're just like on the table, easy to deal with. Beautiful. Absolutely love that. Thor, you either need to be up or down. You either need to be up or down. But now I'm intrigued. Now you'll have to be intrigued. He needs a name. Your little you can call him something like Shadow or Ghost because he doesn't have a pedigree, so he's just like kind of there, but he's not there. Black Buck. Yeah, there you go. Shadow. It works. It's perfect. Now I'm very mediocre on names. And if y'all are curious, I just saw the I'm intrigued comment. Well, you get to be intrigued. I have I have about like I said, when it comes to names, I'm very basic, and then I also do like the names down that kind of relate to each other. Like right now, I call it my meme line. So like Vanessa has a Freddy and a doggo because it's my meme line. I'm looking at racehorsing results for names. Love that. Um, but no, when it comes to my super duper secret project, I have about 3 or 4 people who know about it. And I'm working on it, and I'm talking to some mentors about it. And when I go to convention, I want to talk to the Silver Fox people about it. But that's about all you're going to get, and it has about 10% to do with Silver Fox. But it's a super secret project, not super secret from a standpoint of I don't want anyone to know about it, just secret from a standpoint of I need to see if it's a viable option. Use the name Bat Rabbit, very universal. I love it. I'm doing one as well, and 3 breeders in Alaska, No Mine, and Silver Fox. No, do not get me started on mini projects. There's a mini Californian COD out. And the person who just mentioned Alaska, I'm side-eyeing you a bit. Email me. Are we working on the same thing? Because I have a group I'm trying to get a hold of that's an inactive group. Yeah, so Chocolate Silver Fox is a Sierra, you and I need to talk. Because if Alaska is in the name of the project you're working on, me and you need to get together for our conversation because I've been trying to get a part of a group right now for over 3 months. Yeah, I can't get in the group. So I'm going to convention talking to people to be like, hey, are we making this a thing or not? And I don't want it to just be a color. It needs to be a breed. Like, we're not just going color here. I think it needs to be a breed in and of itself because they're gorgeous and they're perfect. And I think it'd be a disservice. Hello, good morning. It's a little evening here, but yes, yes, that is exactly what it is. I've talked to one breeder in the lower 48. Okay, yes. I have not found a single breeder. I've tried to get into the group. I've tried to talk to people. They aren't accepting me. So I need to go in person and start talking and communicating with people because I want to make this a thing. And the fact that I'm not getting a response from people is a little frustrating because I think that is the most gorgeous breed I have ever seen, and I want to get the COD out on it. And to be honest, I don't think it would be too difficult if we could get a bunch of breeders together, because I already have multiple people who'd be willing to breed them alongside of their silver fox as a breed in and of its own, if we can get the COD out, and then we can take it to convention. So, like, we need to talk to people because I need it. I have to look back in my chat, but I think there's a COD for it. Is there? Because I haven't seen one in the ARBA yet. Because that's the thing. Like, here, let me see. Let me look it up real quick. ARBA COD. Because I was looking, ARBA, American Rabbit Breeder COD 2023. Because we were looking when it came down to the CODs, and a couple of my friends and I, we were having hissy fits over the CODs that were recently out because there were some that were like really cool. So right now for the CODs, we have the Czech Frosty, that's a new breed. The Tortoiseshell Bretagne Petite's a new variety. Now, the CODs, Stillwater Rabbitry and Farm. I'm gonna reach out to them and see what they have because again, I haven't been able to get a hold of people that are actually looking at doing this. And the Facebook group only has about 500 people, and they're only posting about 5 to 10 comments or 5 to 10 posts in the group a month. Okay, so the orange Jersey Woolly variety standard is out. Smoked Pearl Lionhead. I'm not 100% sure about. Yeah, no problem. I'm checking right now. Sable Martin Mini Rex. Agouti Latino, Orange Latino, Himalayan, Otter Polish, Blue Silver, Velveteen Lop, Papillon. Nope, that's not it. Chocolate Silver Fox has been approved as a new variety. That's been a while though. That mini Californian I absolutely despise. Like, I despise the idea of a mini freaking Californian to no degree. Like, okay, yeah, so by the look of it, there's a blue silver COD, but there is nothing out right now for the Alaskan fox. So I was hoping to get a hold of people because, like I said, I have multiple people who are willing to breed the Alaskan alongside their silver foxes to help get it out. I agree, it needs to be its own breed. Like, it is just gorgeous. It's perfection. I love it. And I need it. Like, I saw a picture of it and it was like just something clicked. I was like, yes, I need that. But again, I haven't been able to get a hold of anyone to be like, look, I have multiple breeders. Um, Getting to keep the color will be hard. Which is, yeah, exactly. Which is why I think it should be its own breed to focus on, and not just a color. Because for one, getting colors within the Silver Fox itself is challenging. The chocolates and the blues used to be approved in the late 90s, and there weren't enough breeders, and the colors got kicked because there weren't enough breeders. And again, we just got the silver fox out of like the whole critically endangered. Right now, they're just endangered when it comes to numbers with the agricultural division of blah 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 or whatever it is. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but it just came out of critically endangered. So, and I'll be surprised to see if the COD for blue does stick. Now, when it does go through, I have blues on standby that are all show quality and have amazing type. But I'm waiting for the COD to go through. And also, I have some ready for convention for if and when we're testing that COD again, because I'm going to be one of the breeders that shows up hoping to get it approved. Because I like the chocolates, don't get me wrong. I have chocolate carriers in my barn, hoping to get chocolates by fall. But blues are still my go-to when it comes to color because the blues are perfection. I was talking to my one friend today. She's like, I don't like the blues. She's like, they just don't have that. She's like, they don't have that contrast. I have a handsome blue, but I do too. His name is Zeus. And the reason I named him Zeus is I hope that he is as fertile as his namesake. Mini Californians are the complete opposite of what's been bred for them. Not only are the mini Californians the opposite of what Californians have been bred to be, okay, I think about minis and I think about pets, right? And when it comes down to the personality traits of Californians, I don't want that in a pet. And we're talking about the person. I have Daisy as a pet. Out. Like, here, I'll get her. Pin out. Like, I will get Daisy and I'll show her to you. She is the most standoffish little mini Rex ever. So I have this little monster, and I still do not want Californians minis as a breed. And I have this little monster. This is the most standoffish I will get. And as you can see, she is not. You're adorable. I hate the wild rabbits in my backyard and let my cat kill as many as I want, but you make me want to eat some good ones. Kudos. Thank you. Like I said, I breed rabbits for meat and for show. Now, this is one of our pets. Once we're done breeding her, my sister has dibs on this one. She came out and I told her, I was like, yeah, this is one of my mini Rex I'm using for my blue-eyed white program. She looks at me, she goes, so you're gonna be done with her in like 3 years? And I said, yeah, probably. She goes, I want it. And I'm like, you want my old brooder? She's like, she is perfect and she is mine. So Daisy is now an indoor pet. And she's gonna go live with my sister in Ohio after she has some blue-eyed whites. But she is gorgeous. She's an amazing little Harlequin. With that being said, her patterning is crap. Um, Her patterning is so off, but my annoying little baby right here. But this is as standoffish as I get. Like, anything more than this, I'm like, I don't like it. But my little long-eared. I know she was only like this big, and then she tried to die on us with GI stasis, and that's why she's inside. But yeah, last summer she was about that big. She was also blowing coat. But I'm so excited. I don't think she caught this last time, which is disappointing, but that's okay. She's only like 9 months old. I remembered what happened with those kits you had. Those kits last week. For the past three first-time moms, I have had the worst luck. And it's frustrating because I had seasoned moms on standby just for that reason, and my seasoned moms didn't catch. And I was so angry. I was so upset. And it's one of those things where you just sit back and you're like, it's like, oh, that's shit. Time to try again. Because the thing is, Nina, that was her first strike. Lizzie, that was her first strike. And both of them, I was so excited for those litters. So excited for those litters. And I have to remind myself that first strikes are not a big deal because I'm always this close to just being done with first time moms. And then I have a mom like Vanessa, who she's so hands off, she's so easy, she's so perfect, her babies just grow so nice. And it's like, why can't all of my mom, like Vanessa, the first time she was a mom, 100% success rate, she didn't lose a single baby. And it was perfection. And then Nina lost every baby, and I don't even have a nest in here. Hand nursed those babies, and it's still I was only getting them to take about 5 to 10 ml a day, and it just wasn't enough. And it's frustrating, and it's just so frustrating. But it's one of those things. I forgot to write down the name of that barn because I need to reach out to those people and get some Alaskan foxes. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm just going to move on from there. They have, I just noticed that spot on her nose, too adorable. So the spot on her nose is because she's a Vienna marked, and if you look, she actually has one blue eye, like an icy blue eye, and a brown eye. But yeah, so let's see, blue, chocolate, Mini Rex. I'm going back in the All right, so I'm gonna reach out to these people still. I'm gonna like reach out to them and be like, "Hi, you were recommended to me." Stillwater Rabbit. Live chat. Hello, Blessed with Pets. How you doing, hon? It's good to see you. I know we are always like ships in the wind, always passing each other, so I love talking to you. Because otherwise you're like, oh my gosh, I missed it. And it's like, oops. Let's see here. Stillwater, Rabbit, Tree, and Farm. I'm gonna reach out to them. And I'm gonna try not to be a weirdo about it, which is very hard for me. Hello, how are you doing, Jennifer? It's very weird for me because I come off as awkward and a little too excited. So I go up to people and I'm like, "Hi, somebody recommended me to you, and here's what they recommended, and here's why, and I would really like to be a part of this." And I don't know if it's a little ADHD brain of mine where I'm just like, "Hello," and I try not to come off like that, but when I'm really excited about something, it comes off really awkward.
Yeah.
Which is why if I ever meet people in public and I just come up off as like a hyper little puppy dog, it's just that's how I am with silver fox rabbits all over. Right? When I met the other silver fox rabbit, because I was showing rabbits and I didn't meet the silver fox people moving to Colorado for the first year. I thought I was the only silver fox breeder in Colorado for the first year, which was disappointing. And then I met a couple of others, and I'm like, friends. And now I know like 5 or 6 different people, and I'm like, oh, we must be related, right? But now I know a bunch of silver fox people, and it's like, oh, hello, friend. I either come off very awkward or very rude, no in between. I feel that. Um, like there are times when I'm like, hey, I gotta go, and I'm like very direct about it, and I come off kind of odd, and I don't mean to, but it's like from a standpoint of like I gotta go to show, and it's like we'll talk in a second, I promise. But I love that vibe when I meet people. I don't know what to say, so people who carry the chat at the start are the I will talk your ear off. Like if you're like, oh my gosh, like if I meet somebody who knows me at show, like I will I will talk your ear off, and I apologize for that right now, but I'm a chatterbox. It has always been one of my Achilles heels when it comes down to like adult conversations. And it's really bad in my professional life because I hyper focus on something and I try not to. And these are people who have never like homesteaded or raised rabbits, and and thank goodness for the friends I have because they just sit there and smile. Like my one friend, Lena, I love her. She'll listen to my rabbit chatter for hours. Bless her. Bless her heart because she doesn't raise rabbits for meat. She's not into it. But she'll listen to me, and she has a bunny cup. It's a bunny or a G cup, but you can't tell. Um, Arbor, not Arbor. Arbor, not Arbor. I think I missed um Arbor. Was that when I was trying to pronounce names? Cause my naming when it comes to names, because I know I was trying to pronounce some names earlier. Oh, there's a Himalayan Bretagne Petite variety standard out. I missed that when I was scrolling. Um, let's see here. If my Holland Lop doesn't have her babies this time, I might try breeding her to my mini Rex because I know he's fertile. Want to see if my Lop buck is the problem. It'd be a pet litter. I'm just excited with my new lines coming up. To Alaskans for Silver Fox. Was so thankful the Silver Fox community. The Silver Fox community is amazing. I love the Silver Fox community, and I've been a part of different communities for years when it comes to rabbits, and I have not met a community like the Silver Fox community. They're very tight, they're very kind, they're very open, and they're just very friendly. So, and that's not to like go against any of the other communities I'm a part of. It's just Silver Fox is just blessed with pets. I'd like to see how they turn out though, because it'd be a blue fawn tricolored mini Rex buck and a broken blue. Oh, I'm up though. How old's your buck? I was talking to a friend. Sometimes bucks are just they aren't old enough. I'd love to get an Alaskan red silver fox. That's what I'm saying. I have a bunch of friends who were all talking about getting into the Alaskans and getting a COD out for the breed, but we can't get a hold of anyone, and we're not getting our answers on the Facebook group. And I'm sure we can build a community for that breed of rabbit and get it out there for a COD, and not just as a silver fox color. Because right now the silver fox color is focused on blues. That is the COD everyone is trying to get out right now. We just got chocolate approved like a year, 2 years ago. And the blue is the next thing to come up. So I think it would be a better option to get the Alaskan Reds out as a breed over a color, because I like torted silver fox. No, no, Alaskans. Same idea, but different. Same, but different. So, but I've been waiting for the group for a year. Sarah, you're gonna break my heart. I've tried breeding my silver martin rabbit, only one fall off. One of the does, and the doe wanted to lift, but he wouldn't give her enough time before jumping straight on it. Good luck on your silver martins. I know I had a friend growing up that bred silver martins. She just did the black variety. And I know that compared to her sister who raised mini Rex, she would have 1 litter of silver martins for every 4 litter of those silver foxes. That's a good idea. You need, like, if I could get your contact information or an email from you, maybe we can, like, figure that out and get a new group and get new people in on it and get the chatter going. Because, again, I think what the biggest problem is missing when it comes to there is the communication and the camaraderie. Because I'm sure there are a lot of people who want to get it going, but maybe there's just not that point of connection for new people to join. Because when you get like a group started and it closes off from the outside world and it kind of dies off a bit as people kind of lose interest or they have other things that they have to pay attention to their life, so there's no one to carry on that torch. I'm wondering if that's the problem. Because again, I don't want to take over someone's COD. I don't want to destroy someone's progress. Because if somebody's working on it and have great progress for it, I just want to help and be like, look, you need more than one breeder to work on this for the COD to be successful, especially when we're talking about gene pool. So let me help. Let these other breeders here in Colorado help because and the thing is I'm betting you is if we bring it up to the Silver Fox Club and we talk to Kara, I bet she'll have some really good ideas for it because she, at least, even if she doesn't want to join in, she is so knowledgeable about rabbit genetics. And she could help just from that standpoint, just talking to us. Make a new group, might be encourage them to get in touch with you to merge groups. Exactly, yes. I've seen Almost Blonde Silver Fox or was on. It was on. So the Alaskan foxes are torted silver fox. They are a tortoise shell torty coloration. So they have that orange cream color, and then they have the blackish blue going along the sides. They're gorgeous. They almost remind me of the cream d'Argents, creme d'Argents, but not quite. But they have again that standing fur, just like the silver foxes. They're gorgeous. I want one. I want an entire barn full of them. And to be honest, I would make space. Like I would give up my Rex for some Alaskans. Like that's how serious I am about I want those in my barn at a breeding population. And I talked to some friends where I was like, I will get you a breeding pair of these. Are you in? And they're like, yeah, we're in. It's like, yes. But gotta get there first. And I was talking to some mentors about color genetics and how to make it possible color wise and how we can make it more efficient to just get that color. How I feel about my satins as well. Oh, satins. My problem with satins, right? I love satins. They're beautiful. They're so shiny. I have yet to meet one that is nice, which is unfortunate because I love them. They're so shiny, and they're like their fur is just beautiful. My friend raises mini satins. Her name is Roz. The rabbit's name is Roz, and Roz is a bitch, but she's so beautiful. She's a blue, and she's perfection, and she has amazing type. She tries to eat my hand every single time I just try to feed her or mess with her. Satan's, yes, but I love them. Where's your friend located that breeds silver martins? I'm looking to get a bigger pair. Ohio, but well, her mom's in Ohio. She's in Maryland now. I don't think they breed silver martins anymore. It was just growing up, that was the breed she was into for 4-H FFA. Mom and grandpa were like big time into rabbits. Like her grandpa won nationals for Californians consistently throughout the years. And then they were allowed to like pick out a breed to get into for 4-H and everything, and she chose silver martins to get into, and her silver martins were beautiful. She always did really well at show. Um, but they just didn't do as well when it comes to procreation compared to those mini Rex. This was the friend that got me into breeding rabbits in the first place, and she raised Castor mini Rex, hence my obsession beginning with Castor mini Rex. Just check pedigree. He's born, and the does. They've produced 2 litters of 6 kits, therefore. So when it comes to your buck, switch the buck and the doe's cage for the night so that they can get those nice pheromones, hormones of each other. And see if you have enough light in your barn. A lot of people who don't have enough light, they seem to find progress when there's more than 12 hours. And then you can try the apple cider vinegar trick, which is just where you put like a tablespoon per gallon of apple cider vinegar into your water. I've heard that helps out a lot. Just sent you a message on Instagram. Thank you. I'm excited. After I'm done here, I'm going to hop over there and chat with you about this because this is something I'm like super serious about. I can't get a connection with anyone. So now that I have a connection with someone, congratulations. You are going to be my new best friend on my hyperfixation. I haven't told my husband about this hyperfixation I have. All I know is that I've been going hardcore into planning. I actually have a COD written out, just in case they need one. Like, I have the standard of perfection for COD written out, just in case, just because I was so excited about it. My husband's just been thinking that I've been going extra on my pedigrees. I have been planning out breeding plans. Ah, poor Danny. Mine said he disowned me. Mine just hides in a corner, and as long as they're all the same color, it's the same rabbit. He still thinks Coco is Coco, but Coco hasn't been Coco now for a long while. Coco's actually Sadie because they're all the same color. Can you breed different colored varieties together, or do you need to breed the same? It depends. Are you going? So when it comes to varieties, right? There are general rules that you want to follow. So, for instance, when it comes to my blue-eyed whites, I would never breed chocolates into my blue-eyed whites because it causes a red reflect in the eyes. Just like when it comes to casters, it's preferable that you breed caster to caster unless you're trying to improve something. So, for instance, if I have an amber, I'd want to breed it to a black variety to get that better ticking on the outside. Do you have any recommendations for books learning color genetics? This talk is making me want to learn all of it. Yay. So color genetics, I love it. The sea lotus is still a no-go for me. I understand chinchilla dark and chinchilla light, and I understand how albino fits into that. But as a rule, the sea lotus, no thanks. Lotus, locust, I can mispronounce that constantly. But ABC of color genetics. Uh, the ABCs of Rabbit Color Genetics is an amazing book to start with. But yeah, when it comes to my husband, he confuses all my casters for one another. He can't tell the silver foxes apart, and he gets the chocolates in the casters confused because they're brown. So, yeah, of course, anytime. So as long as I don't get extra cages, he can't tell the difference of when I have 5 rabbits compared to 15 rabbits if they're all different. Or rather, they're all different but the same color, is what I'm saying. So that's the game I play, and sometimes he'll walk out into the barn and he'll look and he'll go, "You've gotten more rabbits," but he doesn't realize that I've actually cut back because I'm in my winter numbers. It's glorious. It's beautiful. I'm wanting a chocolate silver martin buck. Is it okay to breed him to one of my black silver martin does? So just remember that chocolate is recessive to black. And depending, I'm not sure if chocolate's a showable color, but that's also something to keep in mind. So in order to get that chocolate, you might have to breed back your generations in order to get that again. But it can also carry in a line hidden for a long while. I'm lost on genetics. I'm still struggling with chocolate, blues, and lilacs. Oh, the B and the D lotus. So the B lotus is the black chocolate. Um, Chocolate is showable. Okay, perfect. I wasn't sure if they had that as showable or not. I'm not the most educated when it comes to silver martins. So basically, you have a black and a chocolate, right? You bleed this chocolate to the black. All of the babies will be chocolate carriers. So you'll have to take those babies and rebreed them to the chocolate in order to get chocolates if your black isn't a chocolate carrier. So it can take multiple generations to get the chocolate color to show up. Yeah, no problem. It's the difference between phenotype, so what they physically show, and genotype, so the genes that they carry. Phenotype is the visible things you can see. Genotype is the things hidden under the physical attributes. So yeah, it takes a while. It really does. Um, I switched the cages and things. They lived together for 2 weeks straight. Christmas, so she's got 2 more weeks to have a chance to give birth, and I'll try something else. But she doesn't really feel pregnant to me. Again, try switching cages, apple cider vinegar. Take your doe for a car ride. Um, Make sure they're at a good weight. The 12 plus hours of sunlight. Those are like the main tricks to try when it comes to that. I'm gonna say everyone right now is kind of having issues with breeding in general. I was listening to the TikTok news, so to speak, and somebody was talking about there is an oil that they've been using for years in feed that they can no longer get a hold of because of supply chain and demand issues. So they're putting a new kind of oil into the feed that doesn't carry the fat that it normally does. So that could be a problem as well. But that is a conspiracy theory, and I have a tinfoil hat for that. Woke up this morning to a week early litter of 13 New Zealand's no survivors. I am so sorry, Julie. That really sucks. They bred 5 fall-offs and no babies. Black oil sunflower seeds help. Yes, that's another one. Thank you so much for that. I always forget. Black oil sunflower seeds are one of those things like I feed as a supplement anyway, so it's kind of just like boom, slips the mind. So yes, that is a great point. Also, black oil sunflower seeds, if you have show rabbits, just brings their coat to amazing condition because it just adds that little bit of extra fat to the rabbit's diet. I feed those too. Awesome. That definitely does help. Chicken feed has been an issue, so who knows, right? I'm telling you, it's a tinfoil hat conspiracy, right? It's one of those things where I'm gonna side eye you a little bit, like it's a thing, but is it a thing? I don't know, but I'm not saying it's not a thing. But again, it's the tinfoil hat theory. It really is. But yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I've just been trying to like I'm here. That's just all it is I'm here. When it comes to the feed, I'm trying the Orion feed. And I'm trying to get that taken care of and follow up on that. But at the same time, like, do I like this feed? Do I not? I've only been on it for 2 weeks. All I know is my feed guy, he was like, hey, we're doing a supplementary order. Do you need anything else? And I'm like, is this supplementary? Like, is this actually February's order or not? It's definitely like, right. I feel like it is. I feel like it is. But at the same time, like, I also feel like I'm putting on a little tinfoil hat. Bright side is that I learned new buck is good. Hopefully the other 4 does took. Fingers crossed for you. Animal feed companies have done this before, so it's not super far-fetched, right? It shouldn't be far-fetched, right? We like in the farming community, in the AG community, we've talked about it before. But at the same time, like you want to be able to trust your feed source, but also side-eye them. And I'm hoping it's not a thing. But I'm hoping for the Orion feed. I still have another 6 bags in the barn. I gotta go put a new bag into my. I have a giant trash can. It's like a metal trash can that I keep my feed in. I gotta refill it, but I'm really hoping. I have Sadie's boycotting food right now. She's eating hay, she's not eating pellet. I'm hoping that's a sign of pregnancy because she's supposed to have babies in 2 days. I have to go. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for the helpful information. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Tell me how your Silver Martins do, pretty please. And if you end up getting the chocolates that you want. Yeah, it's super frustrating. I use a metal can too, where it really does, especially when you can lock it up if you have like pests. And I say pests because my guinea fowl can open just about any feed container I have. So I lock that thing down. So I push it down and it catches as you try to open it. Plus, I have bungee cords. The guinea fowl ain't getting in there. No siree. The stupid guinea fowl are so stupid, but they're great at cleaning up bugs on the homestead. So I also can't complain too much. But yeah, I'm interested to see with some of these CODs that have come out how they do. Definitely will tell you she's due on the 16th. Okay, fingers crossed for you. Yes. Okay. Has anyone been on the COD page of the ARBA and saw the tortoiseshell Bretagne Petite standard, like the picture for it? Like I'm staring at it right now, and Bretagne Petites are already like little freaking monsters. They're no fun to deal with. Like I have never met one that isn't hyped up on life. The picture of the tort on the screen right now is to the next level when it comes to show animal. Like he scares me. He really scares me. So if you get a chance, go into the COD page for the ARBA and just take a look at it. it is so interesting, but I am really excited. Also, for my also rebrand my mini Rex, so hopefully gonna get 6 litters out of them soon. Fingers crossed. My mini Rex are freeloaders right now. They are such little freeloaders, which is weird because my mini Rex are normally on point when it comes to breeding. But ah, for my Lionhead people, did you see that there is a smoked pearl Lionhead variety standard? Mine have been freeloaders for about 6 months now. That's about the same for me as well. My last mini Rex litter, it's been a while. Um, okay, so my thoughts on New Zealand's, right? They are amazing meat producers. They're an amazing meat rabbit. I feel the same way about them as I do my Californians. They're jerks. They're great for meat production. If you are looking for a basic meat rabbit, they are perfection. I can't wait to eat them every time I have them in my barn. I do love the New Zealand Reds. The color on them, I just have a thing for the color. The New Zealand Reds, those colors on those are just, I love the color on the New Zealand Red. New Zealand's in general, no thanks. I love lion heads, have them before my silver fox. Lion heads are a new, I love them from a distance kind of moment. Don't hate on New Zealand's best mothers I've I'm slightly gonna hate on the New Zealanders. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like again, I always promote them as a meat rabbit. As a basic meat rabbit, they are amazing. They're fantastic. They grow out great. Normally they're great mothers, large litters. I can't stand them. I've always had attitude from them. And not even the spicy attitude, like just attitude, standoffishness in general. I need something just a little more cuddly. But if anyone ever asks me in my top 5, they're always number 1 or number 2, depending on how I'm feeling for the day. New Zealand's are amazing. Like, I'm not going to fight you on that. They're great. I've had them in my rabbitry before. They're great. I don't like them. Like, they have some of the best grow out rates, the best litters, the best size. I don't like them. I don't like them. But the Reds, there's something about a good red New Zealand that I just, ooh. Yeah, exactly, Morgan. I agree. They're great. I hate them. I'm gonna hate on them, and I will keep suggesting them for people to try every single time. Especially people who aren't interested in show and they live in hot areas. The Tamuk, so the composite New Zealands, perfect for hot weather. They're amazing. I have friends who live in Texas. They have the Tamuks. Again, they're a composite of the New Zealand. Brilliant. They always have 10 plus in their litters. They always have great survival rates, great grow outs, great for meat. Glorious. Always suggest them. My rabbitry is such a mix. New Zealand's mini Rex and dwarf Hodo. I feel that because I have Rex, I have a mini Rex, I have Silver Fox, I have a pair of champagnes I'm still hating on. Zeus is not Zeus. Moose is still with my friend, so I don't just offhandedly eat him when I'm in a mood. I still have Cookie, whatever the heck Cookie is. I know she's a champagne because her parents are both champagnes, but whatever the throwback she is. Still, am I going to breed her? Yep. Still going to breed her. Doesn't mean I'm going to call it an active breed in my barn. I'm going to hate on her too. She's perfect. She's so sweet. She has perfect type. All the judges loved her type. Disqualified her every single time for her color. But we're still going to breed her. We're going to see what she throws, and I'm going to see if I can get that coloring right. Because I have 2 rabbits, Moose and Cookie. Their types are perfection. Um, would you recommend adding standard Rex? Are they pretty close to mini Rex on show standards? No. So when it comes to show standards, your Rex are closer in standard to a Californian or a New Zealand, their commercial type. So commercial type, they still have that shoulder. You know how on the mini Rex, how you basically want them to be a ball all over? With the Rex, you want them to have a slight shoulder and then that really nice high point into the kind of, not necessarily a chopped butt, but a chopped butt. But with the compact, you want them to be round and smooth. Pennsylvania, around 2 hours northeast of Pittsburgh. Speaking of Pittsburgh, my grandma lives in Harrisburg, so I know Pennsylvania pretty well. I used to go to Knoebels. I'm not sure if you and I are the one who's talked about Knoebels before, though. That was my childhood. I loved Knoebels. So if anyone wants to talk about Knoebels and Crystal Lake, the little water park within Knoebels, that was my summer growing up. Glorious. The little wooden yeah, Knoebels. Um, I'm on the other side of PA. Yes. Okay, so you know Knoebels, the two rides, my two main rides is the really old, I think it's called the Phoenix in the back, the really old wooden coaster, and then the merry-go-round where you can still collect the little rings. I'm in reading. Okay. But yeah, the carousel we can still collect the little metal rings. Like you hang off the horse and collect the rings. Love it. Actually going by Harrisburg next enough to pick up a pregnant rescue horse. Good luck. I would love to see how that horse. Okay. So if y'all don't know, I have horses. So I would love to hear an update on your pregnant horse and how her foal does and how she does. I'm thinking of adding standards too. I've got Holland Lops and Mini Rex, and I'm in Louisiana close to Shreveport. Shreveport's an okay place. I used to live down around there. We've talked about this, Blessed with Pets. We need to get you. I wish you lived closer, Blessed with Pets, because I would get you. I would have gotten you a buck a while ago, just so you had a nice buck to play with. I probably would have. I know we've talked about oh, what's his face, Toothless before. But yeah, because I know there for a while you had trouble finding something. Um, that's just like me and my friends. My friend's like, I think I want to get into Mini Rex, and I'm like, I got a pair for you if you want to show casters. And like, I like walk down with little Mini Rex. I'm like, hey, I got this for you. Now we can compete together. So excited. Um, I'm currently trying to raise up the rest of her medical funds. Going to try to sell some second chance for Ciara's t-shirts. Her name is Ciara. Good luck. Send me the link. Like if you're doing like a like send me the link, please, and thank you. Did you change the protein in your rabbit's feed when you have does with litters? When I had a poor quality feed, I used to change to 18%. Right now, I'm trying out a 16% that's higher quality, and I'm testing it out. Um, I got a caster dough, just need a buck. See, like if we were all close together, I would be skipping down for casters because I have casters, and finding people to show casters is a pain in my butt because no one wants to show casters because they're boring. And I talk about this all the time. I'm getting rid of my casters. I say that is the most common color I have in my barn, and I threaten to get rid of them constantly, and I keep adding them. I keep saying I'm gonna get out of casters. I keep adding casters. I'm never getting out of casters. I just keep threatening it because I get so annoyed because no one wants to show casters with me. So whenever I find like caster videos, and normally it's like an older generation, it's like people in their 50s and 60s showing casters. It's never anyone my age. I'm like, oh, friends, and it kind of freaks out the older generation because I get so excited about it. I'm like, I have these casters too, and they're just like, and I'm just like, ah. That's like my whole like. I'm always the only one with the lynx at show. I'm almost always the one with the lilac at show. And then every once in a while, like they're so pretty. And one of my mentors just commented how the roughest I have on my caster is so rich and just so beautiful. And I could have died right there because when it comes down to my mentors, they have been ARBA judges. They have been doing this for 40 years. They are very hard to impress. So anytime she compliments my lines in every single way, I'm just like, I did something because she's really hard to impress because she has seen the best of the best. So if she's like, oh yeah, this is great, like she just says it in the most nonchalant way. She'll be like, oh yeah, that's really nice. And I'm like, oh, and then I die because she complimented my lines and it's really hard. Like the other day I showed her a picture of one of my lilacs. I'm like, what do you think of that? And she's like, the fur on that is spectacular. You must have spent hours grooming it. That is perfection. I really like that. And I'm just like, she said it looks nice. She said it took hours. I just put it on a table. And I was like, I was losing my shit. I was so excited. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my neurotic tendencies. They're so pretty. There wasn't many at the show this weekend. I saw this junior doe and the cull pin. I'm like, girl, I got you. Right? The amount of times I have seen cull buyers scoop up a caster because people will get casters out of like their chinchillas or they're trying to get out of chinchillas. And I'm like, this is a perfectly good baby. Why are you selling this for $5? Give me that. Like their type's great, and they're like, oh, I just don't want casters, and it's like there is. And the thing with casters, right? When it comes to casters in general, there's so much to the fur. So not only are you getting that type right, we're looking at the roughness on the outside, so how much black ticking there is, towards the balance of that red color, towards the balance of that slate blue color, and the quality of those colors going into the rings and how they're split. You can spend your entire life perfecting those qualities when it comes to casters. Ugh. So yes, I breed my casters to my broken black. That's it. I breed them to casters and my broken black. The I use the broken black because my casters carry chocolate. So for instance, Sadie, she is an amber, which is a chocolate agouti. I can't get a caster out of her unless I breed her to my broken black, and then she creates perfection. Um, You could definitely try the broken black otter. To be honest, it should give you the same result, to be honest. You just want to look, the belly coloring might be off. So you know how it should be that cream into the slate blue on the undercoat on the belly? That's the only thing I would be worried about breeding to an otter. But if we're talking about the I have no idea what her background is. To be honest, right? I have bred things into my caster lines just to test it out. Worst comes to worst, you have a cult litter. That's how I feel about it. Like, because remember, there are the rules to color breeding, right? There are rules. Rules are made to be broken, and I will break them. So I do have rules, and I try to follow them, but sometimes I breed things I shouldn't. Most of the time, though, when it comes to my casters, I breed caster to caster or caster to the broken black. Sent some pics of Soraya on Instagram for you. We'll 100% keep up to date. Thank you. I need to go on my Instagram tonight because I have been lacking on my Instagram, and that's one of my goals for the year. Um, the genotype of the caster is big A blank, big B blank, C blank, D blank, little e, I do believe. So, Castor is the most dominant color to my recollection when it comes to colors. It can hide all kinds of things. If you get a true breeding caster, so a true caster that just breeds caster, so it's big A, big B, CC, and then big D, you're set. Now, if you're like me and your casters carry chocolate and blue and so basically they carry the recessive of black and they carry um, dilute. You throw all kinds of weird things. But then again, it is because of my casters that I have links, and I will never be upset about the fact I have links in my barn. So links are a lilac agouti. So basically, a recessive of Sadie. So Sadie is a chocolate. Lilacs are the links are lilacs. So the only Mini York's colors I have right now are black, chinchilla, blue otter, and rue. I also have a magpie and a blue tort, but I don't know if I want to breed them. Totally understandable. Like I have thrown the weirdest color mixes in the barn, so I completely understand. You're talking to someone who I breed blue-eyed whites, right? So like I completely understand like weird colors within the barn. I throw weird colors all the time. Like all the time. I love Diet Pop. Just I love to have broken caster. Um Alright, so the rings still do show up on the brokens. The only difference is normally in the belly we don't see that cream color, we see the white instead. I will say something I've noticed, and this is very niche towards casters and something to really keep in mind when it comes to casters. Um, a comment I have gotten repeatedly on my broken casters is the fact that they're blue, that slate blue color going down to the skin is lemony. So instead of being that like rich blue color, it comes off yellow. And it's only been in my broken caster lines, and I'm trying to breed that out. And it's a very niche problem. It's a very minor problem. It is the biggest problem I have in my broken casters. And every time I hear it from a judge, I'm like, and that's what got me. That's what got me on the best opposite with Cyrax. That small fault lost me best of breed. And that's why she got the best opposite, was her coloration on that slate blue was off. Ah, hello, Orlando. How are you doing? Okay, I missed some comments when I was going off. I want a blue-eyed white so bad. I don't know why. Okay, so I am the boo queen when it comes down to color genetics. I have a separate breeding program just for them. They will ruin, completely destroy your other color lines. They will make it to where they are unsellable, and they will mess up all kinds of things in your lines because you'll get random white spots. I have a line that never crosses with my caster line. It never crosses with my lynx line. It is all by itself. Now, strawberry, I will breed strawberry into my boo lines, but I will never breed my boo lines into strawberry's lines. So, strawberry can be used here. My boos will never cross over into here. And that makes sense. It's a mess. Your boos will mess up everything. So if you do get into boos, just keep that in mind. Because, like, for instance, my little cretin I had earlier, Daisy, she carries a Vienna gene. That's why she has a little white spot on her. She will never breed into my Yes, so my goal is to go to Kentucky this year. I should be going. I've cleared it with Danny, so as long as nothing goes horribly wrong, I will be there hopefully. Fingers crossed. So excited. Like, y'all have no idea how excited I am to go to convention. Even, like, let's say something happens to where I can't bring any of my rabbits because Lord forbid something happens. I'm going to just show up there and just be bouncing off the walls like a little freaking hyper child because I'm gonna be so excited just to be there. Because it's the 100th year. You have to go to the 100th year. Um, yes, they will be separate lines. Perfect. And I know that I preach on that constantly, and I know it's a little bit annoying when I preach on that, but it can be. I would love to see if you have anything available for sale closer to that time and possibly. Yeah, of course. I'm hoping to bring some things for sale, but also I don't know if anyone has imposter syndrome. I have huge imposter syndrome to where, like, I feel like if I bring something to sale in Kentucky, it's gonna be like, just it's gonna be crap because, like, I win at shows all the time here when it comes to my mini Rex, but what's a local show compared to convention and nationals? Like, I look at my rabbits and I'm like, oh, these are like, I had a video on my TikTok where it was showing my progress and my lines. And I have people who are like, oh my God, you've done so much. Like, your improvement and your progression has been amazing. And in the back of my mind, I stare at these rabbits every day. And I'm like, these guys are crap. These guys are crap. So I feel like I would be like a fake take. I feel like I'm gonna be a fake taking things for sale at show and being like, here's this bunny I have for you. It's nothing compared to, what they have here. Like, that's just it is like huge imposter syndrome for me. I'm just like sitting here like, here you go. Like, yeah, but no, like, definitely talk to me when we're closer. I should have mini Rex ready, and I should have silver foxes ready. And as I said on my TikTok, when it comes, like, I had so many people like, we really want Chinchilla Rex out of you, and I'm like sitting here in the background, like, you want Chinchilla Rex out of me? I'm like, my chinchilla lines are crap, like crap. Like, I sell my chinchillas for $50 a piece just because they're like, they're crap. And people are like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, they do okay, but they're the only chinchillas there. So how do I know they do okay? Like, they place it on a table, but like at the same time, I'm sitting here like, you sure you don't want a silver fox? Look how beautiful these are. Like, at least they do really well on the table. The only, like, Clara beats me out constantly, but I beat other people. uh, but yeah, that's my imposter syndrome to the max. Um, expecting 15 to 20,000 birds. Jeez. That is a huge number. The only three I have I think would do well on the table are my blue Mini Rex Buck, my blue Otter, and my Bulkenbrack. The rest are terrible. Even my door. We can go to show and lament together. I will say, when I brought Strawberry to his last show, I did have a bit of a good feeling. Even though they DQ'd him, the judge was like carrying him around and petting him and just going on about what an amazing buck he was. And I'm like crying in the corner, being like, this buck is horrible. He just DQ'd because he's fat. He's like 3 ounces over. And the judge is just like, oh my god, he's so soft. His fur is perfect. He's like, what? And she was like, I have to DQ him. And it's weighing so heavily on my brain because she's like, he's such a great example of the breed. And I'm like, Strawberry's fat. These horrible examples. And now I have his daughters, and his daughters are petite little perfect angels. And I want to go to Grand Junction back to that judge and be like, look what I got for you. It's perfect. And be like, I got something you can judge now. Because they have the same fur quality as Strawberry, and they have the same type as Strawberry. They're just a little bit smaller. So they're actually instant. Like, I weighed Velma yesterday. She was 3 pounds and 3 ounces. Like, perfect. Perfect for a senior size. Don't get any bigger. You're perfection. Glorious. Love it. The joys, the little joys of the tiny things. I was so excited for my dwarf Hodot buck, but as he got older, he got black spots behind his. I'm telling you, these animals, as they get to seniors, I swear, it's like they're conning their issues. Like my juniors, I put up on the table, they're great. They go through their ugly teen phase, and then they have an issue as a senior, whether it be an off coloring or they're overweight. My Rex lines, other than my chinchillas, they're off to a size, but my Rex lines, my otters, I have to show them as juniors, or else they are too fat to put on the table. They surpass max weight like that. By the time they're like 9 months, just done. So if I would want to grand them, I have to grand them the second they turn senior. So basically, I have to get all of their legs on their junior, and that final leg is a senior like that. And then when I go to grand them, I have to get them in front of a secretary time now brown cow because they'll go over on weight and I will waste all of those legs for nothing. Nothing. Uh Little things. I'm telling you, it's the little things. The only thing about my broken black Mini Rex Jr. is that she has a few stray whites on the back of her ears, but you really have. I'm telling you, Solstice. Solstice had a white mark on her forehead as a junior. It shed out as a senior, and I got her on the table. As a junior, she would have been DQ'd because it was obvious. She had like this tiny little stripe, just the tiniest little stripe. And as a senior, it shed out, and I was so grateful because I'm like, I can get her on a table. Yes, she did okay on a table. Like, she placed about mid class. She wasn't the best, but she wasn't the worst, and that was okay for me. like, like I've talked about before, I place, and I'm happy. Like, as long as I'm not last, we're good. If I am last, though, I just make fun of myself and crack jokes the entire time because that's just where I am when it comes to failure at the table. I'm like, oh well, that sucks. I just paid X amount of money to be DQ'd. Yay! The last time I spent $60 in entry fees, and $30 of those entry fees went to DQ'd animals. And I'm just like, hooray! I'm just like 50% of the money I just spent just went to animals getting DQ'd. And I laughed so hard I could have cried. The only thing that kept me from crying was the fact that one of my DQ'd animals went to the youth show for Find the DQ, and that just raised my spirits up just because at least I'm helping kids. That and Sydney got to go play with her. We call him her little boyfriend. Hello, Dylan. It's good to see you back. Um, Sydney has a friend. So it's my friend's son, and we call it her little boyfriend. And it's really funny to watch them play and run around at show because they're so entertained with each other. The only problem I have with her running around with kids. What's the most you've bought a rabbit for? Strawberry. Strawberry was like 110 or $120. He is the most. I am completely okay with that. Hey, itty bitty homestead committee, listening while working. It's great to see you. Hello, hi. I hope you are getting some like great projects done. I should also be working. I keep looking at the time because it's 8:14, and I'm sure my rabbits are like, "Where is she? She's late on our feed." And I'm like, it's not gonna hurt them to go a few minutes without their feed, but my rabbits are fat. But for the question of like how much I spent, strawberry's the most expensive rabbit I bought. I paid 150 for my one doe from Canada, right? So here's the thing when it comes to rabbits, right? Some they start off $5, $10. I don't know who's selling rabbits for $5 to $10. I've seen it quite often around here. I peruse Craigslist a lot because I need a couple of things within my barn, and if somebody wants to sell me a non-pedigreed rabbit for that amount to improve my lines because they have good lines of something, like there's one breeder down the road. She breeds New Zealand's. If I was into New Zealand, I would buy her stock. They're not pedigreed. She breeds for meat, but she still breeds to the standard of perfection because that's just like something she's always done. She's like, I'm never gonna show, but I sell to 4-H kids and FFA kids. She sells them for like $5 to $10 a piece. And I yell at her for it. And I'm like, why are you selling them so cheap? Craigslist is where I got my meat line rabbits. Right, Craigslist. Like, Craigslist gets such a bad rep, right? But I have found so many amazing deals when it comes to rabbits on Craigslist, and it's how I met my best friend Victoria, Freedom Quail Farms. We met on Craigslist because I put a rabbit up for sale on Craigslist. She messaged me. I went to go deliver her rabbit to her, and it took me 3 hours to leave her property because we were just jiving so well. And next thing you know, we're best friends. We're the bestest of friends. We're constantly trading rabbits now. I met her because of Craigslist. I love it. This is my best friend. I was annoying her today. She has a new baby I was playing with. I love Craigslist. I have met amazing people off Craigslist, but just be careful with Craigslist because it can be scammy and it can be dangerous. But you can find some amazing people and some amazing deals. It's also how I sell most of my quail. I either sell my quail through word of mouth or Craigslist. It's great. That's also how I got Alpha. I was perusing and I saw somebody was selling their entire stock off, and they had chinchillas. And I'm like, mine. The guy I get all my quality breeding stock from I found on Craigslist. Exactly. Like a lot of times they won't have their information on the ARBA. They'll have it on Craigslist. My doe from Canada is named Alpha. Yes. Glorious. My boy Alpha, he's small, but he's mighty. He's on the smallest end of standard. Some days he might make weight for standard. Most days he does not. Um, I put him in with a doe. That doe's gonna have babies in the next month. He don't miss. He does his job. He knows his job. He understands that he is useless in my program. With the most respect possible, he is useless in my program. He is just the tiniest boy. As soon as I find a buck that has better type and size than him, he's gone. But I also have a friend who she's like, "Hey, do you have any chocolate cup carrying animals?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have Alpha." Rocky, my Blue Mini Rex buck, is so lost when it comes to breeding. Okay, y'all are gonna laugh at this. Strawberry, when it comes to breeding, is lost. My best looking buck, I bought him just for breeding purposes and for my daughter to show. Hello, hello, good morning, evening. Yeah. Craigslist is where I bought two of the best Californian does, but they were not pedigreed, but produced awesome. That's what I'm saying. Craigslist, even the non-pedigreed stuff, for whatever reason, these Craigslist sellers, they're selling good stock for cheap. And I'm not going to argue it. Other than my friends who, like, they sell for stupid cheap, and it's like, you're shorting yourself. At least, yeah, we're all friends here, but we talk about rabbits constantly. So if you don't talk about rabbits constantly, may not be the channel for you. It's about all we talk about. I try to put out videos about non-rabbit stuff. I have a list. Alright, this is my list of video ideas, right? Alright, this is the non-rabbit stuff. This is the rabbit stuff. All of my ideas for videos, because I try to put 2 videos out a week. This is mostly the column I pull for. Give me a minute. I think my Dane pup just tripped over himself and fell off the back of the couch. I don't have a Dane pup, but I have a Husky pup that does quite the similar action. He is clumsy. And not even like normal clumsy, but like what you said, let me fall off of things clumsy. I love that dog. That dog is beautiful. That dog is amazing. That dog's a pain in my butt. Balto, in case y'all were wondering. My husband has an obsession with Huskies. What can I say? I have a Husky pup too. She is 8 months. The Dane is 4 months. I am awesome. Thank you. I have so many things I have to post and I keep forgetting. Wednesday, y'all. Wednesday, I have a surprise for y'all. I haven't told anyone about this yet, but I have ideas. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna test out theory. I have like 2 or 3 weeks of videos that are posting, and I have surprises for the next few weeks, and I'm going to test out a theory. And unlike the red Alaskan fox rabbit, where I'm like, I'm not telling you, and then I tell you all anyway, this is a surprise. I'm gonna stick by this. I'm horrible at surprises. But this is a surprise, I promise. My husband, he's constantly trying to surprise me. I'm like, I don't like surprises. I have a coon hound. She's over a year old, and she's always falling off. I feel that we have our couch up against the railing of the stairs, and one of my biggest fears, my dogs like to sleep on the back of the couch because they still think they're this big. Balto himself is like 65 pounds, and he still sleeps on the back of the couch, and I'm terrified. One of these days he's going to roll off the back of the couch down the stairwell. He hasn't done it yet. I'm waiting for it though because he's a klutz. He's such a klutz. I love that dog dearly, but he's a klutz and he's also annoying. Okay, so you know how everybody's like, don't get puppies together, they'll get littermate syndrome? I have a 2-year-old husky, a 1.5-year-old Swedish bullhound, and then a year-old husky. So we got all of these 6 months, one after the other, just because of how waitlist worked and everything, and how we just ended up getting them. And we don't have littermate syndrome. We're good on that. We worked on training for that. We just have a bunch of doofuses. Like they're all puppies together and they're dum dums. And they run into each other and they wrestle with each other and they do stupid things. Littermate syndrome is what's doing with Skylar and right. Like I was so terrified of littermate syndrome. We worked specifically on training them without each other and building confidence without each other. Like Balto. Balto loves going on runs, just me and him. So it's like, look, unless they've joined this live stream, no one will know about your last installer, right? we we are the secret keepers. The 10 of us in the live are the secret keepers about the Alaskan red foxes, even though we've been talking about it like the entire live. What have we been talking about? My super secret. But I gotta go. After I'm done with this, I'm going straight over to Insta to go talk Alaskan silver foxes. And if I do build a Facebook group, I'm gonna post it on my YouTube and be like, guys, come join me. Even if y'all don't want to breed it. Like we're all just like, oh, super secret. And it's like, Madison, you're talking with multiple people. Like, that's not how secrets work. And my brain's just like, oh, super secret. But in order to do it, I'm gonna have to either I need to get a hold of somebody who actually has Alaskans in their barn, or I'm gonna crossbreed out. I'm gonna crossbreed. I'm gonna get a breeding pair out of that crossbreed, and then I'll focus on the pedigrees because when it comes to the COD, I'm pretty sure you have to have a multiple year pedigree breeding program to show proof of completion down the line. So this is still one of those things. If I can't find someone who has been doing this for a while, I want to breed them. Yes, we have another person. We're just gonna be like a cult, and we're just gonna go around and be like, one of us, one of us. What do you guys breed? One of us. Um, there you call the Facebook group the super secret, right? I wouldn't mind breeding them either. Right? They're so beautiful. I want to set up a trio, but their breeder passed away. Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry. All right, so it should, in theory, be beginner friendly with a little instruction because the idea of it is a silver fox with a torque coloring, right? We're all talking about the super secret, right? Oh, this is horrible. But in theory, it should be beginner friendly because it's basically taking the silver fox SOP, just switching the color up a little bit. So in theory, it should be beginner friendly. And with Tort being as recessive as it is, I can help bring them more to the Eastern. So we're gonna have like a little bio in our little club website, and the bio is just gonna be like, "Welcome to the super secret that started," and people are gonna be like, "What the heck is this?" It's like this is what happens when you have social media and too much free time. Super secret secrets, Alaskan foxes. It's glorious. It's just glorious. And then we're all gonna get together at convention and it's just gonna be like, look at the super secret secret. And all these other breeders are just gonna be like, what's the super secret secret? And it's like, look at the babies. We're all gonna just be like, look at the babies. This is how I like so I have a friend who she helped work on the Velveteen Lop project for a while. She has Velveteen Lops. I'm in Canada, so this will be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We're all gonna have the super secret secrets. But I have a friend. She worked on the Velveteen Lop working standard that got thrown out because of the drama at convention and basically the breeder who held the COD going to fisticuffs with the ARBA judges at convention this last it was like last year or the year before. Whew, I don't want that to be us. Like, but she was like, "Hello, hello, how are you doing? Have you heard about our super secret secret? Welcome to the super secret secret." But yeah, so the Velveteen Lops. My friend, again, she's been working with the COD like to help with the breed progression, and the holder of the COD got into a verbal altercation with the ARBA judge, and the whole COD got thrown out because of it. Because they couldn't be professional with the judge when the judge had constructive criticism with the COD holder. So that's the reason why Velveteen Locks didn't get approved this year or last year. I can't remember if it was 2022 or 2021. Fun, right? But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna have the COD, and this is gonna turn into an internet meme. The super secret secret brings you Alaskan red silver foxes anywhere and everywhere, anywhere, everywhere, all of the time. What do you guys talk about? These torties. It's a tort. It's a tort. And it has long standing fur. How many things do you see that have standing fur? Look at the babies. Have you seen, though, the babies of the Alaskan red foxes? The babies. Oh my god, the babies. They are perfection. And the cute, like, I love silver fox babies just because of how fluffy they are before their adult fur comes in. But the little red babies, I saw pictures of litters and I was like, I need this. I need this. I need this. So, oh, the babies are perfection. And if I had litters of those in my barn, like, you're gonna watch my barn progress. Like, I'm gonna have my single layer of silver foxes, and then the rest are just going to be like Alaskan red foxes. And they're gonna be like, Madison, aren't you supposed to be showing? It's gonna be, shh, 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 shh. I am showing. We have the COD. They're gonna be exhibition animals. Kara's gonna hate me for this one. I'm gonna be calling her up as the secretary of show and being like, "Hi, we have a COD, and I have like 20 of these suckers coming. They're cute little suckers, though. They're just cutest." And she's just gonna be like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "But they're cute. Look how cute they are, Kara. They're so cute. They're so much cuter than the silver fox babies. Even though the silver fox babies are adorable, these things are more adorable. They're the same things, but a different colors. Same, different." I'm gonna get kicked out. Watch, I'm gonna be kicked out of show. Just out of spite. Just out of spite. She's gonna be like, "This is too much paperwork. Go away." And I'm just gonna be like, "You're so mean. Can I still sign with my silver foxes?" Once we get like the COD and everything. Um, you're my new best friend too. We're gonna talk about this, you and I. Please like DM me on Instagram so we can talk. And when I'm passing through there, I can go pick some up from her, pretty please. Because again, I talked about this earlier in the live. Road trip. Madison is going to have nothing but Alaskan red foxes in her barn by 2024. Right? No, Dylan. Dylan, I know you're trying to get out of our deal. I will have one Angora, remember. We still have our deal. I have a friend that's raising Angoras, and I'm going to steal a bunny from her. I just got to go to Kentucky first. You think I'm joking. My fiance was just like, what's it? So I spam pictures. I'm telling you, like, no one's gonna know about this. That's fair, right? It's like, what do you have in your barn? Alaskan red foxes and one Angora. Why do you have one Angora? I made a deal with Dylan. Watch, I'm just gonna get like the most off standard Angora just to have. Now, odds are I'm gonna keep it in the house where Daisy currently is after Daisy is gone, because my sister eventually is going to take Daisy home to be a pet. But then the Angora is gonna come live in my office, and it's gonna be my new house pet. And having one Angora, I'm probably gonna try to start spinning things. I have his permission to raise them. Sounds like the amount of times I look at my husband and I'm like, I want this. And he's like, I don't care. But also, we have too many animals. And it's like, do we have too many animals if they're all the same color? Are they not just adorable? We're going to have a cult following of this breed. We're going to have a cult following of this breed. We're going to get a COD out. It's going to be. I have friends who they have Angoras and they do spin, and I think it is one of the most amazing hobbies ever. It's beautiful what they create, but it's better to ask forgiveness than permission, right? That's how I almost brought home a breeding trio of Bruns. My husband doesn't know about this. I bought a couple of like $1 or so worth of tickets to put into a raffle to get a breeding trio. I was going to bring home a trio of new rabbits without telling him. He didn't go to the show with me. They were just going to end up in the barn. They don't look that much different than the champagnes I had. I did not end up getting that trio. Somebody else won that raffle, but I was ready to bring them home like that. I was going to bring them home. And he wouldn't have known. He would have just been like he would have side-eyed me a little bit, thinking there were new things in the barn, but thinking he was also getting it wrong because the colors are all the same. And then he would have just figured it out eventually. Just like every once in a while he'll look at my breeders and he'll get this like confused little look on his face, and then he'll think about it and he'll be like, yeah, that totally tracks. That's a different animal than what I'm used to. And I'm like, yes, it is. Rick is very mad right now. Rick! No, don't. No. He goes, what? And then he goes, ah! Ah! That's how I end up with more ducks. No. So my husband and I were like, you know what? I think we're done with the ducks. I think we're done with the guineas. I think we're done with the chickens. After these ones are good and gone, he's like, why don't you focus on the quail? He's like, I really like the quail. They're very easy to take care of. They're very clean in comparison. And there's something we could set up for, because I don't have to let them out every day to free range. There's something we can set up for to go on weekend trips. He says this, and I agreed with him. I agree. The quail are so much easier than the ducks and the chickens and the guinea fowl. I say as I look at silkies. I was looking at silkies the other day on the interwebs. I was looking at silkies. And I was like, And that's how I ended up with 6 chinchillas, the species, not the rabbit breed. I got permission afterwards. My husband, it is hilarious because he will come out into the barn and he'll be snuggling up on the rabbits every once in a while. He'll look at them. He likes them. He just doesn't want to work with them on daily, which respect, understand that. He's a Cali boy. He's from the city. He's not used to all the farm animals. This has been my dream since childhood. This is what I grew up with. This is what I'm used to. So he likes it in little stints. Rick does have a girlfriend. Her name is Samantha. She's our cockatoo, and Rick harasses her. And he's mad right now because Samantha's in her cage, because Samantha needed a break from Rick because Rick was spending too much time harassing her. And it's not even like normal, like, let me bother you. It's let me turn you into Mufasa and I'm Scar. Like Rick will chase her off the end of the perch and she'll flip upside down and hide upside down underneath the perch. And Rick will sit there and play with her toes trying to get her to drop off the perch. So then I have to separate them. And then Rick will sit there and laugh at Samantha as I have to carry her like this. So completely wrap around her body and put her in her cage. He thinks he's funny. And Samantha goes back for more. Like, even if we separate them, put them on opposite perches, Samantha will doop-dop back over to Rick, and Rick will doop-dop back over to her, and they'll continue playing this game. And it gives me anxiety, because even though I know the birds can both fly, they can both fly, I'm afraid one of them is going to get a concussion playing this game. And Rick's biggest problem is I'm running late on his evening food. I have their mash all prepared. This time I made their mash out of, so it's the normal rice and bean base, but this time I put spicy peppers in it, and Rick loves his jalapenos. They're like his special little addiction, and I blend it up so it's like all throughout the thing. And then also this time I did bananas. So bananas and jalapenos are like Rick's favorite thing ever. So he's yelling at me because I'm 30 minutes late to feeding him because I'm talking y'all. And he thinks that if he doesn't get his food right at 8 o'clock, I am abusing him and I am neglecting him. It doesn't matter that he has food and his puzzle toys that he can still get. The fact that his food bowl is empty and not full of food, I am neglecting that poor baby because I am 30 minutes late feeding him. That is his problem. Anyone else want a macaw? Anyone? Y'all can have him. I'll just give him to you. You'll give him back by the time he starts demon talking at 2 a.m. That's his favorite thing to do is talk like a little demon at 2 a.m. and tell you to get out of your own house. Um, just get a female that's the same kind of thing. I don't want baby parrots. Like, it's cool in theory, don't get me wrong. It'd be cool in theory to have baby parrots. But I have 2 parrots that are going to outlive me, that are already in my will and testament. I don't want more. I thought about getting parrots, but they spend 400 on black and white. Really awesome. Lizards are awesome. Had them growing up. Yeah. As I say, I love my parrots. I grew up with an African gray, cockatiels, and a Senegal. Smaller parrots, a little less loud, a little. I have always dreamed of having a macaw. And I love my macaw. Don't get me wrong. He's a small macaw. That's how big his body is, and then he has this really long tail. I've always dreamed of having a macaw in my life, and my dad always talked about having a military macaw, and that was like imprinted onto me since I was a little girl because of that. And I found out that having a purebred military macaw is illegal in Colorado, so I got the next best thing. I got a Millie Gold, which is a hybrid between a blue and gold and a military macaw. I got the perfect bird. I love this bird. He's loud, but he's very destructive, very loud. One of the worst pets, and I love him. I love him so much. I just want. Oh, Rick will call you a cabron. He will curse you out. He also says "fuck you." Those are Rick's 2 favorite things to say at times. This thing will literally almost get to the size of a husky. He will eat small rabbits when he is fully grown. I want it, Julie. I want it. Maybe not for the lifespan, but if I could babysit for you for a day, I will watch it for you for a day. That sounds amazing. I had bearded dragons growing up, and my little sister had tortoises growing up. So I have some reptile experience to where I could watch him for a day if you would want a pet sitter for a day so I could play with him for a day. I will even provide him his snacks of those rabbits. I have some in the freezer just for him. I don't even know him yet, but I have frozen rabbits in the freezer just for him. And I am in love with him because that sounds amazing. Like, beautiful. I love it. But yeah, what am I going to do now? I'm going to go hop onto Facebook and go maybe work on something super secret that we haven't talked about. Right? We haven't been talking about the whole time I've been on this live. Gonna log into my Facebook. La-di-da. You entered an old password. I changed it about a month ago. Did I change it a month ago? I think a Komodo dragon, they're similar. I also have three bearded dragons. I love, like, okay, so Komodo dragons. They're so cool. But I also know that with all the bacteria in their mouth, that they're not a good pet, probably, especially if you get bit. But I do think they're really cool. So the idea of having a pet that is like that, glorious. The bearded dragons we had growing up, they were like the rare variety where they were like lemon yellow. They were so cool. Babe, is that you? I was trying to find you on Facebook, but can't. It's the same profile picture I have on my YouTube and my TikTok. Um, Granted, I'm about to go on to Facebook and create something super special and probably just like put it out there kind of moment. So we'll see how that goes. Now I gotta create it. But and then also I changed my password and I need to figure out what it is so I can log into, I don't remember changing it, but also I can probably did change it. Nope, that's not it either. Let's see. Did my husband just text me or was that just a random thing that just came out? Oh, it's Instagram. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I've been on here for an hour and a half, and I need to jump off here because I need to feed my animals, and I'm running late on that. And I normally don't run late when I'm on the live here, but I'm gonna go talk to some people on Instagram, and if I do end up making our super secret group, I will put it out on my next live. And we will create a super secret group about the super secret thing that is no longer a super secret that we have been talking about on this live. But yes, good night. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me and siding with me on this new project that I'm going to work on, and hopefully we can get y'all working on, and it'll be so much fun. It is not under the Itty Bitty Homestead. I need to make a page. It's under my name. I need to make a page where it's just like Itty Bitty Homestead Committee. Maybe I'll work on that as well, and we'll have like an Itty Bitty Homestead Committee Facebook group. But I do need to get going. That's a great idea. I'm going to hop on and I'm probably going to make that, and then I will post it onto my feed. So thank you all so very much for talking to me tonight and hanging out with me and giving me horrible, wonderful ideas. We're going to have so much fun, and I'm very excited for this upcoming project. But as always, I'm going to awkwardly press the exit button.